see you all, and thank you for inviting me. And I think Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu is always very kind in introducing me. And I must say that I find a lot of inspiration from him, the Vietnam Prabhu, and all of you who regularly meet on practically every day. So please continue this wonderful sessions. They really give us a lot of inspiration and keep us in our bhakti strong. So very important that we take these seriously. So today's topic is, as it was assigned to me, was predictions about Lord Chaitanya in the scriptures. So I asked, actually I didn't have much time, so I asked a friend who sent me this slide deck, which is actually 101 slides, but it talks about, various scriptures and Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Puran, Purnima Puran, Garuda Puran, different descriptions of Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya is pretty much described in every single major scripture. So Narsimha Puran, Padma Puran, and then Bhavishya Puran, Agni Puran, Markandeya Puran, Vara Puran, Vayu Puran, Mahabharat, Atharva Ved, and Samaved, and that's it. So there are literally hundreds of references. And I thought, if I was to just talk you through these references, number one, it's going to be very dull. And number two, why are we needing so many different references? So I thought instead so just the last 20 minutes, I just put together this deck, and there are any errors, then please forgive me. So I'm going to try and talk you through this, and then we'll leave some time for Q&A at the end. So let me begin with a quick prayer. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So just like when you have a mother who has, let's say, 10 children, and amongst the 10 children, maybe one child says something, maybe the eldest child says something, and he says, this is how we should play, and this is what we should do. And there is another child who says, yes, I agree with you. And there is yet another child who says, I also agree with you. But then there is some other child who says, well, I partially agree with you. And another child says, maybe I don't fully agree with you. Who is the final authority here? It is none of those children. It is the mother. Is the supreme authority. So similarly, there are so many scriptures, and they all predict Lord Chaitanya. As I just very quickly in 30 seconds we went through, Narsimha Puran, Padma Puran, Adi Puran, Brahman Puran, Brahma Vaivarta Puran, Bhavishya Puran, Atharva Veda, Sama Veda, so many Brahmanas, Mahabharata, everything we can go through, and you will find predictions of Lord Chaitanya. However, the key question to ask is this. Two questions. Number one, which scripture is the mother of all. And what does that scripture say? And what is said, not just indirect reference, not just a reference which is, which kind of reads like it is predicting Lord Chaitanya. No. What is it said? What is it saying decisively? These two are the topics of today that we shall be considering. Time is very short, and talking about Lord Chaitanya, who is not different from Krishna, especially by somebody who is as unqualified as I am, is similar to having a firefly trying to illuminate the sun. First of all, it's an impossible task. And secondly, whatever little show the firefly makes of showing its brilliance, it is just a mockery. So with that sort of a background, I take your permission to talk you through this. Please pay attention carefully and take notes, focus, and try and remember as much as you can so that you can meditate after the class is over. We are on the eve of Gaura Purnima. So which is the most important scripture amongst all the scriptures? Srimad Bhagavatam, right at the beginning, at the onset, Suta Goswami is telling the sages of Naimisharanya. He is telling how Vyasadeva gave this Srimad Bhagavatam to his son. And his son Shukdev, Vyasadev's son, he is actually the guru of Suta Goswami, who was addressing 88,000 sages of Naimisharanya, who had gathered in Naimisharanya, which is a forest in northern India. So while talking to the sages, right at the beginning, Suta Goswami is making a prayer to his guru, Shukadev. In his prayer, he says, Yasvanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam. He was such a personality, Shukadev, Svanubhavam, Anubhava. Anubhava means experience. Swa means own. Svanubhavam. Through his own experience, he had experienced enlightenment. Unlike somebody like me, I'm just speaking without any enlightenment. Just have heard, I'm repeating. Shukadeva Goswami, fully enlightened. What did he speak? He spoke that which was Akhila Shruti Saram Ekam. Ekam, only one thing he spoke, which was Akhila, all, Shruti, all scriptures, Saram, Saram, essence of all scriptures, Adhyatma Deepam, Atititir Shatam Tamondham, Adhyatma Deepam. For those, can you imagine crossing a river in pitch dark? I was once on the banks of the Narmada late at night, 11 o'clock. We wanted to go across the Narmada and there was no boatman available. So we had to wait till 1 a.m. And then somebody said, okay, I will take you across. He had no lantern, he had nothing. And we were in a village area. Narmada was, if you know Narmada, it is a huge river. If you've been to the Thames River, across the bridge, you can imagine 6 times you go back and forth. That's how wide Narmada is. And it was Amavasya. It was a new moon night, no light. How do you cross? So scared. I was so scared. And I was just meditating on, anyway. So this verse says, Atitir shatam. Atitir shatam. Those who are eager to swim across, to cross across this samsara. But it is not just that you have to cross across the samsara, you have to cross across tamo andham in complete pitch darkness. Crossing across in pitch darkness, no guide. You don't know how to go across this samsara. So this particular scripture becomes adhyatma deepam. It acts as the spiritual lamp. Adhyatma, spiritual, deepam, lamp. It is like a lamp that illuminates your path so you can swim across the river or go on a boat across the river. Samsarinam karunayah purana guhyam. This message is so secret. This Purana is so secret. It is the essence of all scripture. It is spoken just out of compassion. Karunaya. Through or by or with compassion. Samsarinam. Compassion on whom? So compassion on those who are drowning, who have no means to cross over this ocean. Compassion towards them, shown by Shukadeva Goswami, Tam Vyasa Sunum, to that son of Vyas, Upayami, I pay my obeisances, Gurum Muninam, he is the Guru of all Gurus, of all Munis. He gave this Bhagavata Purana, which is, you can see here in the first line, Akhila Shruti Saram Ekam. It's the one book, one literature, one scripture, which is Akhila Shruti Saram, the essence of all scriptures. He continues. He says, Tadidam grayamasa sutamatmavatam varam sarva veda itihasanam saram saram samudritam. This Bhagavatam was given to Shukadeva by Vyasadeva. Tad idam grahayam asa. It was given. It was awarded to Shukadeva. Sutam, who was the son of Vyasadeva, Atmavatam Varam, who was amongst all the Atmavat. Atmavat means those who know Atma, those who know the self, as the servant of the Supreme Self, Krishna. Those who know that, amongst those devotees, Varam, the best. Shukadeva was the best. That is why he was given the best. To the best, you give the best. So Vyasadeva didn't give it to anyone else. To Shukadeva, why? Answer is here. He was the best amongst the self-realized. So what was this essence that was given? Sarva, all Veda, there are 4 Vedas. Of all the Vedas, Itihasa and Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana, the 18 Puranas, Sarva Veda Itihasanam, of all these, Saram, the essence. No, not the essence. Saram Saram. Saram Saram is Sarasya Saram. The essence of the essence. You boil milk. You boil milk, you get yogurt. You further culture it and boil it. You get butter. So this is not the yogurt. This is the butter. This is the essence. Not the essence. It is essence of the essence. Samudritam. Samudritam, just like the ghee comes up, this Bhagavatam came out from the very heart of Vyasadeva and was given to Shukadeva. This Bhagavatam is the essence of all essence. And then when Krishna left, Sutta continues, when he left this world, Krishna Swadamo Pagate, when he went to his own dham, Dharma Jnanadibhi Saha. He took everything with him. Dharma, Jnana, Vairagya, Bhakti, everything was taken. Even Bhakti was taken. Everything was taken. So the world was bereft completely. Kalau Nashta Drishamesha. In Kali Yuga, which is Nashta Drisham, you could not see anything because of the darkness. Not the material, physical darkness, but the spiritual darkness. There was no path. Puranarko Dunoditaha. Just like the sun rises, Arka, sun. This Purana, which is like the sun, it rose on the horizon. The sun does not rise because you order the sun to rise. The sun rises because of its own sweet will. Similarly, this Purana appeared when Krishna left, substituting and taking the position of Krishna, in that sense, being completely and entirely non-different from Krishna. So what this scripture will say is the essence of all essence. The predictions this scripture will make is the essence of all essence. At the end of this scripture, Bhagavatam, it again reiterates. So I quoted the first canto, second chapter, the 12th canto, which is the last canto, 13th chapter, the last chapter. What does it say? Nimna ganam yatha ganga. Amongst everything that falls down, the best thing that falls down is Ganga. It comes from the heavenly planets, it falls down. So Nimna ganam, of all the rivers, of all the things that fall down, Ganga is the best. Devanam achyuto yatha. Just like Achyuta, Krishna is the best amongst all the lords. He is the Supreme Lord. He is Deva Deva. So he is Devanam achyuto yatha. Vaishnavanam yatha Shambho. As Lord Shiva, Shambhu, Shankarshana is the best of the Vaishnavas. Purananam idam tatha. This Purana is speaking itself. It is saying, amongst all the Puranas, this is the best Purana. This is the highest. So what does this Bhagavata Purana say about Lord Chaitanya? Prahlad Maharaj, while glorifying Nrsingadev, he tells Nrsingadev, oh Nrsinga, you have appeared in so many incarnations, so many wonderful incarnations. Ittam nritirya grishideva jasavataraihi. Ittam, you appeared in these manners. Nr means as a human being, you appeared Ramachandra as a human form. You appeared as Vamana in a human form. Tiryak. Tiryang means one who walks across, not walks straight, vertical, but who walks across, horizontal, means Tiryak. So Krishna appeared as the boar incarnation, Varaha, animal, Rishi. You appeared as Rishi, Nrsingadev, Prahlad Maharaj says. Parshuram, Deva, you appeared as Deva, Yadna. Yadna avatar was a Deva. Jasha, Jasha means in the water. Matsyadev, you appeared as a fish. Avtarai, you appeared in these avatars, through these forms, you appeared in this world. Lokan vibhavayasi. Why did you appear? Number one, Lokan vibhavayasi, to protect the people. Number two, Hamsi jagat pratipan. You appeared to kill those who were against your devotees. Number three, Dharmam Mahapurusha Pasi. O Mahapurusha, O Mahaprabhu. You appeared Dharmam Pasi, to protect Dharma. Three things. You appeared in so many forms. Yuganuvrittam, Anuvrittam, you kept on coming Yuga after yuga, yuga after yuga, you kept on coming in all these different forms for these three purposes. But here is a little secret. Chandaha, when you come, Kalau in Kali, when you come, you are Channaha. Channaha means you are hidden. Yad Abhavaha, that is why you are commonly known as Tri-Yugi. Tri means three, Yugi means who appears in yugas. He only appears in Satyuga, Treta Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga. He doesn't appear in Kali Yuga, apparently. But he does appear. He's Channa. He's not widely known. Sometimes you think, oh, why is Mahaprabhu not so widely known? That is how it's meant to be. He's Channa Avatar. Why is the password or the pin to your debit card not widely known? Well, that's how it's meant to be. It's only to be known maybe by you and your wife or your children or something. Or the wife may share it with the husband. Not everyone knows. Why? Why they don't know? That's how it's meant to be. Chandaha Kalau Yadabhava Triyogotha Sattvam. You are known as Triyugi because of this. Then, decisive. When I started the presentation, I said we want to find out decisively who is this avatar in Kali. In 7th canto, it's only an introduction, a very quick introduction. In Kali Yuga, the personality is hidden. To that Mahapurusha, to that Mahaprabhu, Prahlad Maharaj also pays obeisances. He is actually praying to Narsingadev. He says Mahapurusha. We then find in the 11th canto, which is very much towards the end of the Bhagavatam, we find Karvajan Muni is asked, who is one of the Navayogendras, the 9 great sons of Brahma, who were rishis from birth, very powerful, who could see the past, present, and future, and who could, who were allowed entry anywhere in the 3 worlds. This Karvajan Muni, one of the 9 Yogendras, is asked by is questioned by the king of Videha. Videha is a country which is now in Nepal. You can say Videha is Nepal more or less. So he asked, King Nimi asked, please tell me about the different incarnations of the Lord in to get some water. Just bear with me. Please tell me about the different please tell me about the different incarnations of the Lord in different yugas. See, that is what we want to find out, right? Who is Lord Chaitanya? Question is very, very, very straight. What is the question? Tell me, who are the different incarnations in their different yugas? So, Karvajan Muni describes the avatar of Lord Krishna by saying he is the bluish, blackish complexioned, beautiful boy wearing a yellow pitambara. He describes Krishna. And then he says, Iti Dwapara Urvisha Stuvanti Jagadishwaram. This is how, in this particular form, bluish with yellowish clothes, is how the Supreme Lord is worshipped in Dwapara. Iti Dwapara Urvisha Stuvanti. People, they worship him in this manner. Jagadishwaram. He is Jagadishwara. He is Jagannatha. He is the Lord of the universe. Nana Tantra Vidhanena. Through many, many different means, they worship him. Kalau api tatha shrunu. Now he's grabbing the attention of Nimi Maharaj is saying, Kalau api. In Kali Yuga also, the same personality is worshipped, but differently. Just listen to me carefully. Now, we have to understand what he's saying. He says, in Kali Yuga, Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yadnai Sankirtana Prayai Yajanti Hi Sumedasaha Krishna Varnam Krishna. These two syllables will always be these two syllables. Varna. Varna means syllables. The letters of the Sanskrit alphabet are known as Varnamala, the garland of alphabets. So Varna means there's two alphabets, syllables, whichever you want to think. Krishna Varnam. This personality in Kali Yuga, this avatar of Kali Yuga, he always has Krishna on his tongue. Krishna Varnam Tvisha, his bodily lustre, Akrishnam. Krishna also means dark. Akrishna means not dark, but effulgent, golden. He has a bodily golden complexion. Sango Pangastra Parshadam. And he does not come alone. He comes with Sangha, his associates. Upa-anga, those associates who serve him. Astra, he comes with his weapon. And what is the weapon of this avatar? The weapon of this avatar is Krishna Varnam, his Harinam. And he also comes with Parshadam, his very dear associates. Vishakha, Lalita, they all come. This personality here in this picture is Ramananda Rai, who is non-different from Vishakha. Swarup Damodar, who is non-different from Lalita. They were both, they were the main associates of Lord Chaitanya in Jagannath Puri. He didn't come alone. He came with all his Parshadas. What does he do? What is his activity? His activity is this. Yadnaihi. We saw Prahlad Maharaj says that these incarnations come to establish dharma. So how did this incarnation of Kali Yuga establish dharma? Yadnaihi. Through yadna, through sacrifice. Okay, so what sacrifice did he give us? Om Indraya Swaha, Idam Indraya, Idam Namama. Om Varunaya Swaha, Idam Varunaya, Idam Namama. Om. No, he did not give this yadna. He gave Yadnai Sankirtana Prayai. It's mentioned there in the verse. He gave Sankirtan Yadna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This yadna he gave, Sankirtan yadna. Yajanti hi sumedasa. Those who are intelligent, they worship him. They worship Krishna through this Sankirtan yadna in Kali Yuga. He doesn't stop there. Karbhajan Muni. There is more. Sometimes people think, oh, this is the only verse that predicts Lord Chaitanya in Bhagavatam. No, there is more. Next verse. He goes further. He says, Dhyayam sada paribhavagnam abhishtadoham irthaspadam shiva viranchi nutam sharanyam vrityartiham pranatapala bhavabdipotam vande mahapurushate charanaravindam. Beautiful verse. He continues to say, Dhyayam sada Satyam Param Dhimahi. Bhagavatam starts with this. Gayatri mantra ends with Dhimahi. It's a Veda mantra. So Just bear with me 1 second. So Gayatri Mantra ends with this particular word Dhimahi, because Gayatri Mantra is meditation on the Supreme Lord. Dhimahi means let us meditate. This avatar which is being spoken of, the first word used in this verse is let us all meditate on this avatar. Dhyayam, he is worthy of meditation. Sada, always. Paribhavagnam abhishtadoham. He gave the most desired fruit of all Vedic practices, which is the love of Godhead, Krishna Prema. Abhishtadoham. He gave that. He is awarding that freely. Paribhavagnam. All the anarthas are dissolved through this. Tirthas Padam. All the great personalities took shelter of. They all took shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Somebody speaking in between? No.
Haribol, sorry.
Yeah.
We are outside the house. Can you please open the door? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'll be back.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, if you have any questions, maybe you can write it on the chat box while we're waiting for Chandra Prabhu. Oh, he's
I'm back.
Hare
I'm
Krishna.
back. Yeah. Sorry, they were outside and I didn't realize. I'd locked the door. So okay. So Tirthas Padam. The great devotees of the Lord, they have all taken shelter of Mahaprabhu. Even the previous acharyas, they have all predicted Mahaprabhu. Shiva Viranchinutam. Shiva and Virinchi. Virinchi means Brahma and Shiva means Lord Shiva. Both Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, they bow down to Mahaprabhu. How? They bow down to Mahaprabhu as Lord Shiva. It is Advaita Acharya. As Virinchi, it is Haridas Thakur. They both surrender to Mahaprabhu. Sharanyam, they take his shelter. Vrutyartiham. Mahaprabhu is only disturbed in his avatar by one thing, by those who offend his devotees. Vritya Arti, offense to his devotees, he does not tolerate. Vrityartiham, like Nityananda Prabhu was offended by Jagai and Madai, he could not tolerate. Pranatapala, Pranatapala, those who surrender unto him, even Jagai and Madai, when they surrender unto him, Pala, he accepted their apology and embraced them. Bhavabdipotam, he is the boat of this samsara. Bhagavatam is the torchlight and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the boat. It is mentioned in Bhagavatam. So with the torchlight and the boat, you can easily cross. Bhavabdipotam, potam means boat. Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. obeisances to this Mahaprabhu, the incarnation of Kali Yuga. It goes further, doesn't stop there. Next slide. Here, next verse, he says, Karabhajan Muni continues, Yaktva sudustyaja surepsita rajya lakshmim. Yaktva sudustyaja surepsita rajya lakshmim. He gave up this Mahaprabhu, this incarnation, Lord Chaitanya. He gave up sudustyaja. He gave up such a beautiful wife who was non-different from Lakshmi Devi at a very young age. He gave her up. Surepsita. It is mentioned that when during Samudra Manthanam, when Lakshmi Devi came out from the Samudra Manthan, she is the daughter of Samudra. Samudra Vasane Devi, we worship. So when she came out, all the devatas, they were mad after Lakshmi. They all wanted Lakshmi. And all humans, they wanted Lakshmi. And all the Danavas, they wanted Lakshmi. So everyone wants money, which is a gross form of Lakshmi Devi. Her spiritual form is an eternal servant of Lord Narayana or Krishna. So Rajya Lakshmi, the highest form of Lakshmi, such wonderful, beautiful Vishnu Priya, who was non-different from Lakshmi Devi, Gaura Narayan, he left. Tyaktva sudustyaja surepsita. She is even desired by demigods. Such Lakshmi he gave up. And what did he do? Dharmishta Arya Vachasa Yadagadharanyam. Dharmishta Arya Vachasa. There was one Arya, one principled Brahmana. He apparently cursed Mahaprabhu because he was not allowed to enter Srivasangan where the Kirtan was going on. So this Brahman apparently cursed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you shall, just like you are not allowing me in the house, you shall be bereft of the house and you shall become sannyasi. So apparently to keep the respect of that, of the word of a Brahmana, Dharmishta Arya Vachasa, because of the words of that Arya Brahmana, Dharmishta, the follower of Dharma, Yadagadharanyam, he took sannyas. This incarnation of Kali Yuga, he took sannyas. See, the whole pastime of Mahaprabhu is mentioned here. Maya Mrugam Daitaya, out of compassion, Daitaya. Maya Mrugam, those people who were after the illusionary attractions of this world, who are living in the material world, Ipsitam, he found them, he went to them. They did not go to him. He traveled to South India, he went to the Mayavadis, the Buddhas, the Jainas, all different kinds of personalities. And Anvadhavat, he went running behind them and he gave them Krishna Bhakti. Such personality, Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. I bow down to the lotus feet of that Mahaprabhu. In conclusion, Nimi Maharaj asked the question, who is this incarnation in Kali Yuga? Karabhajan Muni is giving the conclusion. Evam Yuganurupabhyam. In this way, according to what is right in this Kali Yuga, Bhagavan Yugavartivihi, and what has been given by Bhagavan himself in the form of Mahaprabhu, Manujai Ijyate Rajan, O king, the humans, they worship Shreyasam Ishwaro Hari. They worship the Supreme Lord in this manner. They worship Hari. What is that manner? He says, Kalim sabhajayantyarya. In Kali Yuga, those who are intelligent, they glorify, they follow Gunadna Sarabhaginah. Those who are Gunadna, those who have the good qualities and who understand the essence, Sarabhaginah, Yatra Sankirtanenaiva. They understand that only through Sankirtan, Sarvaswartho Bilabhyate, all kinds of swarth, all kinds of desires, all kinds of wants are fulfilled simply by following the Sankirtan Yajna given by this particular incarnation in Kali Yuga. How much more direct can the Saram, the essence of all scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, how much more direct can it speak about Mahaprabhu? And who made this prediction of Mahaprabhu, this incarnation of Mahaprabhu widespread? It is mentioned in Padma Puran. Gamishyati kshanat bhakti sarvata prasarishyati. This bhakti will be spread, Narad Muni says, all across the world. This prediction was fulfilled by none other than Srila Prabhupada. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nityananda Prabhu, when he saw devotees dancing, Nityananda Prabhu is the brother of Mahaprabhu. Well, brother in the sense of Balaram, non-different from Balaram. It is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Dekhi Nityananda Prabhu kohe bhakta gane, ei rupe nitta age hobe grame grame. Dekhi Nityananda Prabhu seeing what was going on, all the devotees dancing in ecstasy, kohe bhakta gane, he told all the bhaktas, ei rupe nitra age hobe grame grame. In the same way, there will be nritta, there will be dance on the Kirtan of the Lord in every town and village of the world. This was his prediction, Nityananda Prabhu's prediction. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, it is said by Mahaprabhu himself, he predicts, Ruthvi Paryanta Jata Ache Desha Grama, all over the earth, as many countries and villages there are, Sharbatra Sanchara Hoibe, Ekomora Nama, everywhere my name, Lord Chaitanya's name will be established. In Chaitanya Mangal, there is an even more direct reference. Ebe Nama Sankirtana Tikshna Kadgaloya. This Nama Sankirtan is like a sharp sword. Antara Ashura Jibe Philibo Kataya. It penetrates the demoniac living entities, their mindset, and it cuts through the ignorance in the heart. Jadi papi chadi dharma dura deshe jaya. If and when these sinful people, they reside in Western countries, far off countries, Mora Senapati Bhakta Jaibe Tathaya, my commander-in-chief, that devotee will come and he will go behind them to these far-off countries to give them my message of Harinam. This is the prediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he writes in his Sajjana Toshani, Nitya Dharma Suryodaya. In 1885, he wrote, in English, he has written. What did he write? Very soon, the unparalleled path of Harinam Sankirtan will be propagated all over the world. Oh, for that day when the fortunate English, French, Russian, German, and American people will take up banners, mridangas, and kartals and raise kirtan through their streets and towns. When will that day come? So this was 1885. ISKCON was established in 1965, 80 years after this prediction was made. And Srila Prabhupada made those words of Mahaprabhu a reality. So I will pause here and take any questions. I think we have 10 minutes, which should be sufficient for any questions, comments, or corrections. Okay. Nothing? Right. Thank you very much.
No questions?
Srila,
Hare Krishna, that's a surprise. Maybe your explanation was so precise, Prabhu, everyone understood perfectly.
okay, good. All right, so you can continue the meeting.
Thank you so much, Kartik Chandra Prabhu, for your,
Yes.
as always, a beautiful explanation from the Shastra. Oh, there's a few devotees unmuted. Sanchi, Shobana Mataji, y'all got any questions or comments?
No, I just wanted to say thank you very much. It was very nice research. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So dear devotees, before we end the session, I just want to make one announcement that tomorrow is Gaura Purnima. In the evening, we will continue to have our session as been requested by some of you all. Divyanam Prabhu will be speaking about the appearance and early pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tomorrow is the last day of our Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita distribution marathon. We had already originally set a goal of 300 sets, but it's not going so well at the moment. There are many opportunities. If you don't have a set of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, please take one. If you have, then you can sponsor or part sponsor. Or if you don't feel inclined to do that, or you don't have the means, then try to approach people. Srila Prabhupada said, the prime symptom of love is the devotee wants to see his Lord glorified. So let's glorify Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tomorrow on the most auspicious day of his appearance. And I hope also to see some of you all at the temple. And we'll have a book table at the temple. Visit us, bring your friends, bring your family to the festival in the morning and the evening, and let everybody come to know about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Let everyone come to know the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So thank you very much, dear devotees. We'll see you all again tomorrow evening. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Riti, thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Bol.
Hare
Hare